How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura here. And oh my goodness, we got a lot to talk about and a little time to get it in. All right. Democrats finally said okay. 8 Democrats said we're going to jump ship because this is going on too long. Too long. And we need to reopen the government. And that caused a big stir. And I know you're probably wondering, why do I have Mitt Romney behind me? I'll tell you why. The Affordable Care Act is Mitt Romney's baby while he was governor in Massachusetts. He's the one that came up with it. Obama took it, repackaged it. Okay? Yes, he's a Republican. Barack Obama is a Democrat, but that's what happened. He finally took credit in, what was it, 2015? He said, yes, that's my baby. Yes, it was. Right. Now all this fighting is going on here. Now, the first one that really, John Fetterman, he's the one that said, okay, this has to stop. America is in shambles, and I have to put country before party. And that's what he said. Now, Pennsylvanians, we're known for saying the quiet part out loud. Yeah, we'll say it. He said it. He said it. And he said that it was the Democrats that was doing it. It wasn't the Republicans. It was the Democrats. Oh, yeah. And he's going to tell the truth, and he is going to suffer big time. But however, he's like, okay, let me suffer. I made my millions, so it really doesn't matter. Allegedly. But, he's like, but my people are suffering. I got to go back home. I got to drive up on Interstate 78. I got to see the people. Lehigh County, Northampton County, Bangor. I gotta see these people in Lebanon. I think he's over in Lebanon. I'm not quite sure. I think possibly close to Philly. I'm not sure. But I gotta see these people. And we need to reopen it, and that's it. So I'm like, I thought that was quite interesting. I thought it was. And I'm like, it's about time someone does something that actually makes sense. The next person is Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada. And she basically was like, hey, basically the same thing. She voted, the second person to vote to pass the measure to get the government open. So she was most definitely instrumental in that. And she's going to pay dearly. She is. And now you have Angus King of Maine. Don't count Maine out. Don't. And he's an independent. However, he spends, I guess, more time with the Democrats because sometimes Republicans, can be a little snooty. And you would think that mostly the Democrats are snooty. And normally they are, but the way politics is going, we got to be a little bit nicer than the Republicans, right? So he was, so what he did was he's like, look, I got to split with you Democrats. You're a little snooty, but this right here is a bit too much. My people are suffering, and I'm going to vote for the Affordable Care. We're going to negotiate some stuff. I'm going to vote for the Affordable Care Act the way the Republicans have it, and let's open up the government. We made our point. They're not bowing down to us, for the lack of a better word. But that's exactly what occurred. And Dick Durbin, he, right behind me, he also jumped ship. And he's from Illinois, and he's not running for re-election. He's like, hey, deuces, I'm out of here. This is crazy. You all have drank the crazy Kool-Aid, and I'm gonna do what's right because I'm not seeking re-election, and I don't give two darns. I don't give a flying darn. But what you're doing is out of this world. So I'm going to end this shutdown. And he's like, the measure is not perfect, but it takes an important step to reduce the pain inflicted on those affected by the shutdown. Somebody with a conscience, right? And sure enough, isn't the Speaker of the House. And Maggie Hassan, she's right behind me. She's the same. She's like, hey, we got to stop this. And she was one of the bipartisan people that helped broker an agreement to stop this. So she's like, I got to do something. We got to come up with something so both sides. And apparently what they came up with wasn't what the Democrats wanted, because they wanted everything all or nothing. She's like, look, you could take that all or nothing garbage. I'm going to work with the Republicans. I'm going to step aside. You all are going to fail. Just put America first, because that's not what you're doing, right? So then Tim Kaine, okay. This guy is a ball of wax, right? And he's out of Virginia, and I was a little like, really, Timmy Tim? But he represented the large share of the federal workers, what is true. Okay, you're wondering why Northern Virginia, Fairfax County is considered a rich county because most of the people in Fairfax and Alexandria and Rosslyn and those areas, majority of the people work in D.C. in the federal government. That's why it's considered a wealthy county. So, now you know, right? So, what he helped do to support the bipartisan bill, which included provisions to reverse the government layoffs implemented by the Trump administration during the shutdown. So he's like, look, we gotta get our people paid. And the fact that Trump said, hey, some of my billionaire friends, we're going to pay the military. We're going to get them paid, because the Democrats, they're like, well, we're going to keep it down because we're going to make sure those illegal immigrants get health care and food stamps, and the donors, we got to make sure that they're happy and they get their kickbacks. And then when they get kickbacks, we get kickbacks. That's exactly what happened. Okay. You know it. I know it. Stevie Wonder saw it. Ray Charles confirmed it. Helen Keller, she stamped it. Okay. So outside of Tim Kaine, now you have Jackie Rosen. Her. She also was like, okay, this really has to stop. And she's out of Nevada, and she said in a statement Sunday that she was convinced to support the measures because the Trump administration, or President Trump, and Washington Republicans are weaponizing their power in alarming ways to inflict unimaginable pain and suffering on the working people. Right? It's interesting, even though that she stepped aside and sided with the Republicans, but she still wanted to give that jab too. Okay. You did the right thing, even though you put that little sly shot in there, right? And Jean Shaheen out of New Hampshire, she too. And she's retiring. She's like, deuces, stay corrupt, right? She's like, okay, I'm done with this. Look, I want to maintain what collagen I have in left. I want to make sure that I could go out and have a little bit of fun in life, because this right here is crazy. These people are crazy. But anyway, she helped negotiate the framework to end the shutdown and cross the line, and people are upset. Now, fine. They could be as upset as they want. However, and I'm going to say however, in my belief, they did the right thing. They did the right thing. Um, and we have to get the country up and running. We need air traffic controllers working. We need our services restored because that is what we pay you for. Um, Congress, senators, we pay you. And it seems like that you forgot your place. You are our employee. We are not your employee. We are your employer. So now that we have that right there straightened out, Congress, you put America and Americans first. And when I say Americans, I also mean naturalized citizens as well. And also, I mean people, they're not citizens, but they hold green cards working towards citizenship. Now, it's over. Now, the Democrats have a fallout that they are, I thought the Republicans were, nah. Democrats, they are body slamming, DDT, the people's elbow. The suplex. On a scaffold doing the Hardy Brothers slam off of chutes and ladders. It is total chaos. And I thought that the Republicans threw some dukes. Oh no. AOC gave Chuck Schumer, she rocked that chin. she rocked that chin. So what he did by him standing on that stance and pushing for the shutdown, keeping the shutdown, having Crockett, Jasmine Crockett, going and lying to people. Yeah, Jasmine, stop lying, because it was not President Trump that did this. It was you, heifer, you and your cohorts of fools did this, and then you want to blame Donald Trump. Now, it is easy to blame Donald Trump with global warming. They're like, we don't like him so much because he breathed out and he melted all the ice caps. I mean, you come up with wild, delusional stuff. But however, that's how you feel. Jasmine Crockett, what's his name? Hakeem Jeffries, and how can I say Cory Hot Pink Pants Booker? Yes, Hot Pink Pants Booker. Also going out saying all those lies. Now, you all are going to be the sacrificial lamb. Because you didn't do your job. Man, okay, I'm not going to get too. Okay, no, you didn't do your job. Your job was to get more black people to come back to the Democratic Party. Why? Help me out here. Why would black Americans come back to the Democratic Party with all that foolishness? What does the Democratic Party give specifically for black Americans? And before you sidestep and say, well, Donald Trump, he never promised black Americans anything. Nah, Republicans never promised black Americans anything. You want to know who did? Those damn Democrats did. That's who promised black Americans stuff and never delivered on it. You give the Asian hate, you give Jews everything, or JOO. I'm not trying to have you all take what little bit I have. You're trying to take that too. No, you're not going to do that. But however, you give everybody everything but the people that vote for you the most. Well, it seems like your whole existence is falling apart and you're losing in redistricting. Jasmine, you lost your seat. Al Green, and I know it's not the singer, but I just love mocking some baby boomers, and they know exactly who I'm talking about. You make me feel so brand new. All right. However, The government's back open, business will be running, and hopefully we can get through the midterms because it's not over yet. Democrats, oh my goodness, I don't care how many states tries to have people vote without showing a card. But I tell you this, showing an ID, but I find it interesting how the most fundamental thing in the United States is voting, and you don't need an ID. But if you want to go cash your check, you need an ID. If you want to go buy liquor, you need an ID. If you want to go into a federally restricted area, you need an ID. So voting is the least important than everything else that I mentioned. All right. Well, let's see how this works out for you. But I tell you this much, Democrats, it sucks to be you. On that note, please like, subscribe, put something down in the comment section. And if you say if I said something that you don't agree with, please timestamp it so I know exactly what you're talking about. And since I'm demonetized, please, Politics with Laura, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, every dollar counts. It's hard out here. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.